Welcome to Boerum Hills Test Kitchen. This is the kitchen at 422 State Street. I will be making a classic French bread. I'm going to get all my ingredients out for the bread. It's regular all-purpose flour. And I will need sugar to add to the hot water, or really not hot water. It's just going to be 2 cups of tepid water. You don't want really hot water when you are baking and using yeast as a rising ingredient, because you don't want to kill the yeast. I'm just going to mix that up so that it dissolves a little bit. And the water has cooled somewhat. I think I will heat it up just a little bit more. God bless microwaves. So, I don't want it too hot, like I said. Rather err on the side of caution there. Tablespoon of yeast and salt, and some olive oil, and really that is it for the ingredients for French bread. You don't need a lot. I am going to put a tablespoon yeast in there. And it should be nice and frothy in about 5 minutes. While I wait for that, I'm going to add 4 cups Even though baking is more of a science as opposed to cooking, which is more of an art, you don't actually have to be exact with measuring because you can keep on adding. I will add some salt to that. And I'm just going to do a teaspoon of salt. And the recipe calls for 5 to 6 cups of flour, and it probably will be ending up to be about 6 cups of flour. I did not bring my KitchenAid here, so I am going to be kneading it by hand. Which takes a bit longer. It's probably going to be about 8 minutes of the kneading. Okay, so that has frothed up nicely. Going to put that 4 cups in this big bowl. I had added the salt to that. And then I am going to add that. I'm going to start a wooden spatula mixing that in. And then I'm going to end up using my hands. Now it's a very wet dough. And I'm going to add 1 more cup here. I'm sure it's going to need 2 cups. And then the great thing about this Caesar stone countertop is it's great for kneading dough. Okay. So these are going. I'm about to turn this out. I'm going to have like about half a cup that I'm going to be able to pull this out onto. So make sure that your hands are floured before you really dig in here. This will probably be about 8 minutes of me doing this. This recipe only calls for 1 rise, which is nice. The nice thing about this apartment is it's nice and warm. We are towards the end of January, and it does not feel like it. So this recipe is supposed to make 2 loaves of French bread. And that's probably what it will make. So remember, this is about 5.5 cups. I might use a little bit more flour. It's starting to get sticky again. I am going to just add a little bit of olive oil in here. It's nice to have this really big surface to be able to do this. And now it's just about time for me to coat this. And it's nice and smooth. Oh, it's smelling so good. Nice round bowl. And then to keep it nice and moist while it is going to be proofing, we put a wet towel on top, and it'll be doubling in size. We'll make it nice and damp. I'll just go over here where it's nice. My dough has doubled and is ready to be punched down. Yay, punch! And now I will be able to form my French bread. So I've got bread, which I will just cut into 2 loaves. Of course, I should probably have a rolling pin to do this more efficiently, but oh well. I love the smell of this olive oil. It's really, really good. We'll just be rising a little bit in the actual forms, and I will preheat the oven to 400 degrees now. And now the oven is at 400 degrees, so it is time to put these bad boys in there. I'm just going to make a few slits. This is the sharpest knife I have right now, so this is the knife that I'm using. And in order to make this a nice crusty French bread, I'm going to just douse some water in here after I have put the bread in. So just spritz a little. And that should be good. Should be about 20 minutes. And now I have my bread. Whoop. Nice and crisp and toasty.